Hello, welcome guys. I'm back soon because from since yesterday evening there is a hot news trending around. It's about Ajith Kumar. I'm not talking about Ajith Kumar taking the Padma Bhushan from the President of India, but about his ex-girlfriend Hira, who acted in Israel. And Hira, in her blog, that is somewhere in January 2005, had written about the pain that she underwent during her relationship with an actor and how it ended, and that she still lost or does not know the reason why she was dissed by him. Now, to people in my generation, we all know about Hira because Hira and Ajith acted together and all that. But today's generation, who form the fans of Ajith, will not have heard about Hira unless they go and dig up some old movies and try it now that it has come into light. It's not that Hira and Ajith were some great jodis, like I think the biggest jodis in Kollywood in my generation that we are coming was Prabhu Kushbu. They were the really hot selling jodi. And any movie of theirs, used to get crowds. It was the greatest jodis going around. And then after that only came Simran and people like that. But I think none of this, after that, I think the actors stopped repeating the heroines. Anyway, coming back to the point, is that, this timing of this blog, releasing, that is, taking it and putting it out on the domain, it was there, that blog was lying so many months there, but now it has been released just on that same evening that Ajith got this Padma Bhushan, shows that it has got something more than just not that somebody was very they thinks that by this blog that they can defame Ajit. I don't think anybody is a fool. So this is not a defamation. I mean, it will not do any dent to his career or his image or anything. And as it is, Ajit, I don't think is so conscious about cultivating any image as it is. Whatever image he has got has come on his own. He has not cultivated it anything purposefully. So I don't think that will make any dent on it, because for film actors, this kind of stories are relevant. Or I mean, it goes along with that even today's hot drops are still their stories are still going around, even with stealth videos shot in airports and all that, or at hotels. All that is there, so that is not going to disturb any of their image or anything like that. So it has never been a big issue down in Kollywood or in Kodambakam. I think the idea was basically that this when the Padma Bhushan was given, the talk was that the Padma Bhushan was given to Ajit because the DMK government recommended his name to central government because they wanted to balance Vijay, who has now started his party and is targeting DMK. So they wanted to boost Ajit, and that is was seen as that. From what I learned from that, I don't think state recommendation is needed for Padma Bhushan. There is no need for it. Even if you have a signature campaign and put it across to the committee that I think it is the Cultural Affairs Ministry. I think you put it across. There is a committee there, and they look into it, and if they feel there is a merit into it, they will give it. That thing of getting a state recommendation done away by the central government. That is one thing I think BJP did first. Because for last 35 years, many of their people didn't get any Padma Bhushan or any sort of thing, or Padma Shri or anything like that. So they decided that year after we'll do away with it. So that next time, whether we are in power or not, this kind of nonsense doesn't happen. So in a way, final word is with the central government. That was the story. I think this was just put out to, embarrass Ajith. Or rather, the people who gave him that Padma Bhushan. I think more than Ajith, it was to embarrass the people who gave him the Padma Bhushan. They wanted to just, show that, oh, you have given Padma Bhushan to a guy who's, this girlfriend, and they labeled her as a drug addict and threw her out. And that girl had, nurtured you, made you into a great guy, and, did all that, and finally you threw her out. And the what do you say, talked about point in that old blog is that, it's quoted that, Ajit said that, I'm going to marry somebody who looks like a servant, and nobody will even look at her. So that means, Shalini looks like a servant, and nobody will look at her. So that is all that has been going around angering many people and all that. But I think if at all he had said that, what he would have meant that, I would marry a person who looks like a servant, means somebody who's not good looking. Servant means is not that all servants are bad looking. There are so many good looking servants, and they have created a lot of problems for their masters or for the ladies in the house. So you can't say all servants are bad looking. But anyway, why they were servants, I don't know what it meant. Anyway, not too good looking or, ugly looking according to that, or maybe something like that. But I think he meant that I would marry somebody who is not as good look as you are, sophisticated like you. I will go and marry somebody who's very inferior to you, but I will not marry you. I think that is what he would have meant. But I don't think Shani, by any standard, looks like a servant. And at one time, she had a very great kind of fans. Yeah, she was not exceeding oomph or anything like that, but she had a lot of fans, a lot of people. They are, a lot of them considered her as a sister. Many of them considered her as a girlfriend and all that. But maybe that was the thing that he is supposed to have quoted. That is what Hira says. Now this blog, I think for so many months that, that blog has been going on for some time, but now only it has surfaced because somebody has picked it up. I don't know who. That we'll have to delve into that matter. And who has picked it up and put it in this circle and made it viral. This is not in earlier times. Many would have said that, it was our Dalapadi's fan people and all that. Now Dalapadi fans are much above all this. They are only one target there. That is, Jananayagan should become the biggest record breaker in the whole of India, not globally. And also, primary thing is that our TVK chief, Dalapadi, should become the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. These are the two things that they are interested in now. They are not interested in any of this, wars between AK and all that. They are not interested in that. They have gone past that. Anyway, this news has kind of, in social media it has overshadowed everything. But main media, as usual, they have yet to hear about it. Maybe tomorrow somewhere here and there you might find some channels putting this news. Although today evening onwards, I think they will now wake up and start doing it. But social media is full of it. Everybody started taking photographs, including me. I started taking photographs of Hira, Rajgopal. I remember I met this girl at that time when she was doing them. I think the producer Satyajyoti Tyagarajan had, asked me that why not be featured, because she is also interested in Hindi films and she has got a North Indian background in the sense that she has studied in North India and all that. Father is from a defense officer. So staying in Anna Nagar, I remember meeting her there. And I think towards the interview, I think her mother was sitting there. That is quite normal in those days. And it was convenient for me because I could post in English and she could answer in English. Whereas for screen, I had to answer, I had to ask in Tamil and then write it out in English. So she was that way, it was convenient. After that, we got along well. We used to see at many sites and locations and things like that, And I remember that she was great to for my photographer because she was very good at working on this stills. She was great in working on the stills and all that. She was aware about using the backdrop peppers and lighting and about photo sessions and all that. But at that time, many of our contemporaries had no knowledge about photo sessions. They were asking, sir, you're shooting adikiringa and all that. So that kind of thing used to be happening there. So that way she was very fine because I remember she talking about her Hindi days because she said that she was once holidaying somewhere in Gulmarg or I don't know whether it is Belgaum also. Anyway, she was holidaying there and then it seems a call came from, I think, who was it? Wash guy uncle asking whether she can play junior role to Tina Munim or body double to Tina Munim or something like that. Then she found her way from there to Hindi and she did act in a Hindi movie, but that movie didn't come out before a Tamil movie, I think. Then she did movies with Akshay Kumar and Sanjay Dutt and all that. She used to tell me that at that time Sanjay Dutt was involved in some case of shooting a deer or something, that kind of a case was there and all that. That movie got delayed and all that. She used to tell me that despite all that, Sanjay Dutt used to still go for hunting and all that. That kind of guts he had. Despite all this ruckus that was going around in the media, he still used to go for hunting and all that. So she was quite a nice person to talk to and very sophisticated and all that. But I have not met her in the company of Ajith. Whenever I met Ajith, she was not around. And as I said before, they were not a hot pair or anything like that. And I remember that one friend of mine, who said that he boarded a flight from Mumbai to Chennai. The flight was Hira and Ajith, and it seems in the same flight was Kamal Hassan. And when Kamal Hassan boarded the flight and he was walking to the seat, he crossed past these two lovebirds. And the two lovebirds, it seems, did not even look at him, or they were too immersed in each other. They did not see him go past. Whereas our friend saw all this with amusement. So he said, and I think she has acted with Kamal in that Maglir Muttam, I think. Yeah, there are the 2, 3, I think Urvashi and other people were there. She was also one of them, I think. She has acted in there and she was then later on at some point of time I remember I had 1 or 2 people who had links with her. They know her family and all that. And they said that she had married. She got married and they settled down and all that. And then later I learned that that marriage ended in a divorce. And then they said she has got, she's into more into philanthropy, writing, and so many things like that. That's what I heard the last. But now this is again given a rebirth to her, as far as we are concerned in Bollywood or Kodapakam guys. She was a real, she was quite different from the girls that had come in. Whenever I see her, it always reminded me of, Kushbu. She like Kushbu, she was always the she had that Bombay-ish kind of attitude. She had that, sprightly, jovial kind of, attitude she had. But I think she was too sophisticated for our people here that she could get into that. But she had done even rustic roles and she had carried it off. She had carried it off. You know, I remember, I think I also saw her in, I think in When I was in Kerala also, when I went for a shooting of a Mohanlal film, she was acting in that. I think that was my friend Sagit Shivan's film, I think. They were shooting, and later they shot for a song in AVM, I think. AVM, that road, that inside the studio, they were shooting some night effect song and all that with Heera and all that. I think Sangeet is the director, yeah, he should be, I think, yeah, it was Sangeet's film, I think. And Mohanlal was there. And all that. It was a night sequence. We had just gone there, and I was spending some time late night on the on the location there, maybe shooting that song. So here, I think blog is now will now will have a captive audience. Whether she writes now, she can, I think she should make use of it. Now that she has already said a bit about the actor, now she can now go around about talking about many profound things other than her life with the actor. She can talk about many philanthropic things, and I think she'll get a lot of sponsors for it because the blog will now get active viewers. Everybody will be now watching it. I think that platform collapsed. I don't know. That is a bloggers thing. I don't know which is that platform that collapsed. But anyway, it can't be WordPress also. I don't know. But anyway, that they couldn't handle the traffic it brings. So once it is back on the air, like back on the waves, she will have a painting, and I think that will give her a new avatar. From there, she should now, next step, I think she should go to Instagram. Instagram, she will create a havoc, no doubt. So, wishing her a great journey in this world of social media with such a big boost she's got. That so much that can you imagine the site collapses. I hope something like that happens to me also. Some post of mine creates such a turmoil that it collapses. And once it is up, can you imagine? I'll have lakhs of people waiting just to hear what I want to say or what I write and all that. In fact, I also have a blog, southfilmy.blogspot.com. Southfilmy.blogspot.com. And also, I have dakshinscreen.blogspot.com. That is my blogs. And if you people are interested in reading it, you can read that. Till then, with more news next time. Bye.